Yo, trying to get ripped, trying to get jacked, and build muscle at the same time? Excellent, because today I'm gonna give you 7 tips on exactly how you can do that. What's up, guys? What's going on? Frank Daniels here, also known as Frankie D, the coach. Today I am dropping knowledge on how you can gain muscle and get ripped at the exact same time, right? That's everyone's goal. When you look in the mirror, you wanna be more muscular and you wanna be very lean while you're at it, right? So today I'm gonna give you my 7 top tips for you to be able to get ripped, get jacked, and put some muscle on simultaneously. Tip number 1, move your ass, bro. If you want to get ripped while you're lifting weights, you gotta pick up the tempo and the pace of your workout. So we know we're lifting weights and we know there's a certain amount of rest in between exercises. I'm gonna give you a few tips on how we can maximize that in a second. But if we're spending more time talking and resting than we are working out, we've got a problem. So the pace and the tempo of your workout when it comes to getting lean while you're trying to put on muscle is very important. And to be honest, if you're not breathing hard, if you're not sweating, if you got a whole bunch of time to talk to people around you, you're just not doing it right. Tip number 2, do workouts where you incorporate multiple muscle groups that are non-competing. So what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes you do a leg exercise followed by an upper body exercise. You might do a chest exercise followed by a back exercise. Or you might do biceps followed by triceps and vice versa. So what I can do there is I can continue to move and keep the pace and the tempo of my workout like we previously just talked about, but I'm still getting the appropriate rest that I need to be able to come back to that muscle group. So my chest can rest while I work my back muscles because I don't use chest muscles to do back exercises, right? And vice versa. So some of the examples that I just showed you are ways that you can pair your exercise training to be able to keep the tempo, keep the pace, get more work involved so you can get more lean while you're putting on muscle. Tip number 3, squeeze in filler exercises. So what the heck is a filler exercise? Well, that's an exercise on an area that you need to work on more. So for you dudes out there, it might be a stretching activity, a mobility exercise to help improve. Again, keeps the pace of the workout, get you moving into other stuff. So typically, when you're pairing exercises, it works well in supersets, right? So we just talked about chest and back, right? Or lower body, upper body, whatever it is. But that's 2 exercises. That's like a superset, right? You can squeeze in a 3rd exercise real fast. That would be something like a mobility or an activation. Say you want to activate the back of your shoulders, the rear delts, like a band pull apart, something like that will really help go in a good equation with a chest and a back exercise, right? Just kind of helps add more oomph to your workout, and chances are you're probably not going to do mobility or these little exercises on your own. So squeeze them into your workout, keep the tempo, keep the pace, gives you a little bit more rest. And again, that's what you're looking for, is to get leaner while you're trying to get more jacked. Tip number 4, sprint or HIIT cardio. Now I say or because I really consider them to be the same exact thing. So people hear HIIT, high intensity interval training. This is exactly what a sprint is. So if you weren't out on a field, the track, a staircase doing full out sprints, when you do your HIIT training, high intensity interval training, it's the same thing. HIIT is a metaphor for sprint. Move your ass really, really fast, or whatever object you're trying to use, move it really, really fast. So if you're not doing sprints, and sprints are great, highly recommended for guys that are trying to get jacked, right? Trying to get jacked and ripped at the same time. Look at the sprinters. They're in phenomenal shape, very muscular, very lean, all at the same time. HIIT training, again, is just a metaphor for sprint. Move yourself really, really fast. So when you're doing your cardio conditioning, you're probably gonna wanna do sprints and HIIT and not necessarily slow duration cardio. Tip number 5, playing off the same tip I just gave you, HIIT training, right? Do your HIIT training with weights. What the heck am I talking about? Complexes. So typically complexes are done with barbells, kettlebells, and for lack of better terms, they suck. But they're awesome at getting you ripped and getting you jacked, right? So a complex is where you grab an object, barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, and you do a group of exercises or a circuit of exercises without ever putting down that object. And again, it's great for conditioning and great for muscle at the same time. So we all know at some point we gotta do cardio, whether it's after your regular strength training sessions or it's on a complete another day by itself. So you're either gonna do HIIT and sprint training, or you're gonna do your HIIT training with weights, which is really gonna up your game, up your ripness, up your jackness. Yeah, we'll run with that. Tip number 6, make sure you're doing your compound exercises. So I have this saying that's like, if you're gonna do something, there's only a few things that make up for most of the result, and that's usually the big bang for your buck exercises when it comes to training. So that's your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, your pull-ups. There's a lot of other exercises and things you can do, but most of your result is gotten from these few things, right? And it's kind of like you never skip that stuff. You always have to do it, and then you want to sprinkle in some other fun things to do, sure, but you can't miss that, because that's like the blocking and tackling in football, or the rebounding and free throw shooting in basketball. Like, these professional athletes, they're pretty good at that stuff, but what do the New England Patriots do when they show up to practice this year in August? They get right to blocking and tackling, doing the same stuff they've always done that works. So in terms of training, when it comes to getting ripped, when it comes to getting jacked, gotta do those compound exercises. That's like showing up to camp and Bill Belichick says, hey, we're gonna work on block and tackling. You know what you're gonna do. You gotta get it done, so do it. And tip number 7 is work upper lower splits. So your typical bodybuilding routine is, a body part per day, right? That's body part split. I do chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, maybe I do legs at some point, right? And then you have on the other flip side of the equation, you have your full body workouts, right? This is where I do everything all in one workout. Well, they both have their advantages and disadvantages, but when it comes to getting jacked and getting ripped at the same time, the best place to probably be is in a upper lower split. Why is that? Because if I'm doing a bodybuilding routine, well, I'm probably not gonna move enough or get enough muscle groups in a particular workout, depending on the workout, to be able to burn enough calories, right? Really get that sweat going that I need to get ripped. And if I'm doing a full body routine, I probably have to rest longer before I do it again. And chances are I'm not focusing on the muscles enough to kind of get more jacked, right? So the happy medium in between those two things is an upper lower split. So that means I do lower body one day and the next day I do upper body. That means the third day I can turn back around for the most part and do lower body again. Whereas, for example, I couldn't do lower body, lower body, lower body. I can't do upper body, upper body, upper body. You get what I'm saying, right? I need a little bit of rest in order to be able to recover enough to break down the muscle and have it grow again. So the upper lower split is the perfect happy medium. I'm working a ton of muscle groups at once, right? And I'm able to move at a pace where I'm really getting a good sweat, getting a good burn, and using up a ton of calories, which what you need to be able to get lean and get ripped. So we have this marriage of two of the best things that we need: the ability to recover fast enough, work the muscles, as well as, again, keep the pace and tempo that I need to be able to burn a lot of calories and get ripped. So your upper lower split, you can literally do 3 lower body sessions and 3 upper body sessions per week. Maybe take a day off, right? So I can literally go upper, lower, just like that. So that's just a great place to be when it comes to getting jacked, getting ripped, and putting on more muscle. All right, guys, that's it. 7 of my best tips to help you get ripped and help you put on muscle at the same time. Take those tips, put them into action. If you want more tips and tricks to be able to do exactly that, get ripped, I have a free report. It's called 7 Steps to Shredded. You can download that by clicking this link right here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, head down below, leave a comment, share it with your friends who want to get ripped and put on muscle as well. I'm Frankie D, the coach. I will check you next time.